What's going on, Trade Pros? This is Mark from TRADEPRO Academy. And in this weekend's video, I'm gonna break down the answer to one of the questions we get asked quite often here at TRADEPRO Academy. And that is, how do you guys know if the session is gonna be an opportunistic one or not? We're gonna roll the intro and get into it shortly. All right, guys, so now that we've gone through the intro, you guys are subscribed to the channel and you smash that like button. How do you know if a session is gonna be opportunistic or not? Now, this is gonna be more focused on the futures markets, but you can also consider this for some of your favorite assets. So, how do you know if the market is gonna be opportunistic on today's session? Well, there's a couple of things that you can look out for, and these are the 5 things professional traders like to look at when determining whether the session is gonna be one where there's gonna be good opportunity and where we can potentially look to leverage up our position sizes and capture some of that opportunity. So what's the first thing that you wanna look for? The first thing that we look for as traders is the overnight range. So on the market, the ES 500, we like to look at the overnight range, which is effectively from the time the future session closed at around 6 p.m. Eastern until the next morning at 9:59 a.m. Eastern time. All right, and so what we like to look for is how big is that overnight range? Is it larger than the US session or is it tighter than the US session? Oftentimes, when the overnight range is in the neighborhood of 40 plus points wide, being from your overnight high to your overnight low, that's generally a sign that there's been good volatility overnight, and that should carry through into the next session. So that's really the first thing that we look for. What is the overnight range? Is it greater than on average? And a good rule of thumb for that is around 40 to 50 points. If you know that the overnight range is greater than that, you're likely gonna have some carryover into the US part of the session. The second thing that professional traders like to look for is volume. All right, what does volume look like pre-market? All right, before the market opens, we like to look at how much contracts, or rather how many contracts have traded throughout the overnight session leading into the 9:30 a.m. US cash open. So on average, again, we like to look for anywhere in the neighborhood of 300 to 400,000 contracts traded before that opening bell at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. The combination of the large overnight range as well as large pre-market volume means that there's likely going to be some carryover of that volatility into the morning session, and it's likely to be an opportunistic session for us as traders. The third thing that we love to look for is session levels, all right? Prior day levels, big importance as it relates to the following day. Because if you think about it, a majority of price action, if it's gonna extend to the upside or go to the downside, it's gonna have to do so above the prior day's high or the low. So what we like to look for during the Globex session before the market opens is, where is the market trading relative to the prior day's key levels? Is it trading above a prior day high, for example? If we're looking for expansion to the upside, we wanna see that overnight the market is trading above the prior day's high. And as well, you're gonna wanna see that volume and that big overnight range. You know, to the downside, you're gonna be looking at the prior day low. Where is the market trading relative to the prior day's low, as well as the prior day's close? So a couple of those key levels, very important for us as traders. All right, the fourth kind of characteristic that we like to look for opportunistic sessions is volume profiles. All right, so this is an order flow concept, volume profile. What we like to look for is, there's a handful of things, but just rule of thumbs, are we above the prior day's point of control? Are we above or close to prior day's value area highs or value area lows? All right, if we're sitting around prior point of controls, likely to be a sticky session, not too much opportunity. You wanna see the market away from points of control, ideally above value area highs in the case of looking for long opportunities, below value area lows when you're looking for shorting opportunities. And really the final one is news drivers. All right, what is the news flow looking like overnight? Was there any big news announced overnight? How can that carry into the US part of the session? As well as what are the anticipated economic releases for that day? If you have something like the FOMC scheduled at 2 p.m., usually on Wednesdays, the morning part of the session is likely to be slower in anticipation for what's going to be released later on in the session. So those are the 5 kind of characteristics that professional traders look for when identifying whether a session is going to be volatile, whether there's going to be opportunity, or whether it's likely to kind of stick around in a tight range and not offer too much opportunity. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, make sure to subscribe to the channel, get notified anytime we drop any new videos like this one. Also, we've got great news. We've recently opened up a free trading channel for you guys. So make sure to check that out, community.tradeproacademy.com. That's gonna get you access there. Hopefully we'll see you guys there. Until next time, good luck and good trading. Take care.